Look at your hood. Every rock chip is a breach in your car's armor and a ticking clock counting down to rust. Each one lets water in. Water meets bare metal. Oxidation spreads underneath the paint where you cannot see it. Then one morning a bubble, then peeling, then an $800 to $2,000 respray. But in 1943, U.S. Army engineers at Aberdeen Proving Ground proved a $3 chemical stops corrosion permanently: tannic acid. When it contacts rust, it converts it into a chemically stable compound. You will literally watch the chip turn from orange-brown to blue-black right before your eyes. The $73 billion auto body industry has been hiding this since 1949. Not because it failed, because it worked too well. A $3 repair cannot generate $300 in labor. In this video, the exact 5-step process and the chemistry they buried. Let's begin. Let me take you back to 1943. Allied forces are pushing through North Africa. Temperatures swing from 130 to near freezing. Jeeps and supply vehicles are being eaten alive not by enemy fire, but by corrosion. Sand carries salt. Salt accelerates oxidation. The U.S. Army is losing more vehicles to rust than combat damage. Military engineers at Aberdeen Proving Ground receive an urgent directive. Find a field treatment that stops corrosion without a paint shop, without electricity, something a mechanic can apply with a rag in a foxhole. They turn to tannic acid, a naturally occurring organic acid found in oak bark and tea leaves. When tannic acid contacts iron oxide, which is rust, something remarkable happens. It converts it. Reddish iron oxide transforms into ferric tannate, a blue-black compound that is chemically stable. It bonds to metal, seals it, stops oxidation. Military field tests showed vehicles treated with tannic acid surviving years without corrosion. The Defense Technical Information Center holds the original research. Report 80A18767 evaluated tannic acid converters for military vehicles. Results were unambiguous. Tannic acid created substrate that prevented corrosion under extreme conditions. After the war, the chemistry did not disappear. It was absorbed into commercial paint industry, but something changed. The simple field application became proprietary process locked behind body shop doors. The 3-cent solution became $300 service. Knowledge that car owners could treat rock chips at home was removed from every owner's manual. Now let me show you why your car is designed to chip. The auto body industry does not want you to understand clear coat. Your car's paint has 4 layers: metal substrate at the bottom, then electrocoat primer, then base coat where the color lives, and on top, the clear coat. The clear coat is the only thing standing between your paint and the world. Modern factory clear coat is approximately 1.5 to 2 mils thick. 1 mil is 1/1000th of an inch. To put that in perspective, a single post-it note is 3 mils thick. Your car's entire protective layer is thinner than a post-it note, and it is getting worse. 20 years ago, average total paint thickness on factory vehicles measured between 125 and 150 microns. By 2022, that number dropped to between 95 and 125 microns. That is a 20% reduction in the material protecting your car in just 2 decades. Some manufacturers are even worse. General Motors and Ford models measured as low as 89 microns total on some panels. The entire paint system, primer included, thinner than a human hair. Why did this happen? The Clean Air Act forced manufacturers to switch from solvent-based paints to waterborne formulations. Better for the environment, but thinner, softer, and far easier to chip. They cure faster on the assembly line, which saves the manufacturer money, and they fail faster on the road, which generates money for the body shop. Every rock that hits your hood at highway speed is a projectile, striking a barrier thinner than paper. The average American driver covers 12,700 miles per year. At those speeds, road debris impacts are unavoidable. From construction zones to gravel trucks to salt spreaders in winter, the result is predictable. 3 to 5 new paint chips on your hood alone every single year, each one a breach, each one an entry point for moisture, each one a countdown to corrosion. And here's the math that should make you angry. A body shop charges between $150 and $400 per panel for professional chip repair. A full hood respray runs $800 to $1,500. The auto body repair industry in the United States generates over $73 billion per year. $73 billion. And a meaningful portion of that revenue comes from damage that costs less than $5 to prevent at home. But you were never supposed to know that. Let me tell you exactly how the body shop industry turned a 3-cent chemical into a $300 service. After World War II, thousands of military mechanics returned home knowing how to treat corrosion with tannic acid. It was simple, cheap, and it worked. But the auto body repair industry was growing fast. By the 1950s, registered vehicles in America had exploded past 40 million. The industry made a calculated decision. Instead of teaching car owners a 5-minute treatment they could do at home, body shops built proprietary systems around the same fundamental chemistry. They added brand names, specialized applicators, controlled environments. They wrapped a 3-cent solution in a $300 process and never told the customer what was actually inside the bottle. Here is what should make your blood boil. The National Center for Preservation Technology and Training conducted a comparative study of commercially available rust converters. The product that performed best was Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer. Its primary active ingredient is tannic acid, the same compound the military tested in 1943. The same compound that costs less than $8 for a 100-gram bag of powder. You cannot patent tannic acid. You cannot create a branded version that requires a proprietary applicator. You cannot generate recurring revenue from a powder that anyone can buy online for the price of a coffee. The entire economic model of the auto body industry depends on you not knowing this. A chip that costs 50 cents to seal at home becomes a $150 line item at the shop. A hood with 40 chips becomes a $2,000 respray. And a customer who learns this chemistry becomes a customer you lose forever. That is why you were never taught this. Not because it does not work, because it works too well. Now, here's exactly what to do. You need 3 things, and all 3 cost less than a restaurant meal. First, tannic acid powder. 4 grams is enough for an entire hood. A 100-gram bag costs around $7 online. Second, acrylic copolymer resin, the same chemical family used in professional body shop sealants, available at any hardware store for under $5. Third, isopropyl alcohol, 90% concentration, microfiber cloths, cotton swabs, a micro detail brush or toothpick, and a single-edge razor blade. Total cost for everything under $15. Step 1, preparation. Wash the area around every chip thoroughly with dish soap and water. Not car wash soap, because car wash soap leaves wax residue that prevents adhesion. Dry the panel completely. Then clean inside each chip with a cotton swab dipped in isopropyl alcohol to remove any grease or contamination. Step 2, rust conversion. Mix 4 grams of tannic acid powder into 100 milliliters of warm water and stir until fully dissolved. Using a toothpick or micro brush, apply the solution directly inside each chip, making sure the liquid contacts all exposed metal. Wait 15 minutes and watch what happens. The chip will darken from orange-brown to blue-black right before your eyes. That color change is the tannic acid converting iron oxide into ferric tannate. The same reaction the military documented 80 years ago. Let the treated chips dry completely. 2 to 4 hours minimum. Overnight is even better. Step 3, seal the chip. Take the acrylic copolymer resin and apply 1 small drop inside the treated chip using a toothpick or micro brush. The resin will be pulled into the chip by capillary action like the chip is drinking the liquid. Do not overfill. Do not let it overflow onto the surrounding paint. Let the resin cure in direct sunlight for 15 to 20 minutes. Step 4, build the seal. Apply a second coat of resin the same way and let it cure again. If the chip is deep enough that you can still feel a depression with your fingernail, apply a third coat after 24 hours. Step 5, level and polish. Once the final coat is fully cured, hold a single-edge razor blade at a 90-degree angle to the surface and gently scrape any excess resin flush with the surrounding paint. Then apply a small amount of polishing compound to a microfiber cloth and buff the area in circular motions until smooth. The result is a chip that is sealed at the molecular level, invisible to the naked eye, and permanently protected from moisture penetration. The tannic acid converted any existing rust into a stable barrier. The acrylic resin formed a chemical bond with the original clear coat. The seal is permanent because it is chemical, not mechanical, unlike wax or sealant that wears off in weeks. Let me put the numbers on screen. Your total cost for the entire hood, $3 to $15, and about 90 minutes of work spread over 2 days. The body shop quote for the same hood, $800 to $3,000. For a luxury vehicle with metallic or pearl paint, the shop quote can hit $5,000 to $8,000. You just did the same repair for the price of a sandwich. This is what they do not want you to know. A $3 liquid does what they charge thousands for. The chemistry is real. The military proved it. And the body shop industry prays every day that videos like this disappear. This knowledge did not die. It was waiting in military archives and Conservation Institute publications that nobody reads anymore, waiting for someone to open the vault. If this video made a difference, share it. Every share preserves what the industry tried to erase.